Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hi. Happy Tuesday. Look at my early birds. I love you guys so much. Hi, Donna. Thank you for being an amazing moderator. Susie, thank you for being an amazing moderator. Hello, Let Them. Thank you for being a member. Lena, thank you for being a member. What else do we got? Krista, hello, honey. Thank you for being an amazing moderator. And we got Miriam. Miriam, thank you for being an amazing support and member and customer. Shar, welcome. Thank you for being a member. Hi, D White. How's it going? How are ya? So you guys know I'm always doing something. So as we're talking here, I'm labeling some candles. Labeling candles. Hi, Snow. Hi, Rose. Hi, Lori B. How's it going? How's it going? I'm labeling candles I made yesterday. We got lilac and lilies, for those of you that love lilac. Hi, Rachel. Hi, honey. How's it going? I hope you're doing good. Lori B. Wind chimes. You were asking about wind chimes, right? I've got 3 of them. But you might already have it. You might have already got it in your box last year. I only have this one. The butterfly one. So I think you were a Mini Lux subscriber last year. I can't remember. I'm sorry. You might have already received it, but I only have 3, and they're not listed right now. But I can make you an invoice and ship it to you. So yeah, hi everybody. How's it going? Hi, Tough as Nails. Hello. Oh sure, why not? I love your nickname. Oh sure, why not? Oh sure, why not? I love that. You received my box. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Yay. You're very welcome, Miriam. Hi, Sheila. How's it going? Multitasking and listening. Okay, good. Everybody put your earbuds in and have a listen. Okay. Hi, Diana. All right. So you never did receive. Okay. Okay. I will list them on the website later, and I will send you an email telling you when it's listed. Okay. Did you re-sign up for your Mini Lux box? Lori, I don't remember. Otherwise, I will email you after we're done here. Yep, I've got one saved for you, Donna. Hi, Tic Tac. How's it going? Hello, Brown Eyed Girl. Good to see you. So we're going to jump into some stuff today. I wanted to cover it yesterday, but I thought it would be wise of me to hold off a bit. So we're going to look at Sleuth Intuition's live stream from yesterday. If those of you who have seen it or haven't seen it, it has blown my world. So we're going to watch that. Because this guy he had on his stream yesterday either is watching my readings or he could possibly be telling some truth here. Like it blew my mind. Yeah, so we're going to watch it. So give me 2 seconds while I pull up his channel. Everything, all the video credit goes to Sleuth Intuition. He is fantastic. Okay. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. This is crazy, this stream. So somebody called in. I'm not sure where. Okay, and I see he's been looking at my information. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Hi, everybody. Hit the thumbs up, please. Hi, Paigey. Hit the thumbs up and let's watch this. Okay. I want to see what he's looking at here.
I think some YouTubers have already been out here kind of looking any little
Rose
lake.
Canyon. Okay, so
this information has been tipped in.
Okay, Rose Canyon. Okay, I'm just trying to find out too.
The thing is, if you start tip, I already got
this
you.
Guy
Lily.
calls in.
What did I miss? Direction that they're looking. So should we be
going back to the
okay.
Having businesses of my own?
This has blown my mind.
In mathematics, it is drawn out. Sometime later, the people that put it.
So should we be assuming we know what the porch guy looks like? We have set.
On the background?
Yeah, just turn off the video in the background.
Okay.
And we can talk.
Okay, so Sleuth Intuition had somebody call into his live stream yesterday, and we're gonna watch what this guy had said. And I'm telling you, this has blown my mind because it is a match to a lot of my reading. Like a lot of my reading. The only thing I'm finding that is not a match is the religion that this guy's talking about. Okay, but it is a religious extremist, a Satanist, actually. He mentioned water. He talks about Rose Lake, that Nancy's in Rose Canyon Lake. That is not a match for me. I'm not getting in Rose Canyon Lake, okay? But I am getting water. We've all known that. And as of like 2 weeks ago, I'm actually hearing flat out 6 feet down. Like, I'm actually getting 6 feet down. So she might be in Rose Canyon Lake. The other thing, he mentions Mike, like we'll get into it, but one of the persons that this caller is talking about is Mike. Well, holy, Mike is one of the names I got in my readings. I've gotten Mike, Larry, Chris, Mike, Larry, Chris, and then a real estate agency where it's like it's a lady's last name. Okay, so the Mike part has just blown my mind. It's a huge possibility, Jen. Yeah, huge. I get it all the time. I get it where people copy my readings. I get it all the time. Well, they copy my readings and then they'll bring out some sort of speculating controversy and cause problems. So we'll have to see. Hi, Matthew. Hi, TJ. Come on in, everybody. Okay, so let's watch. So video credit to Sleuth Intuition. Everybody, please subscribe to him if you're not. And hit the like button as well. It did sound like he was playing cat and mouse. Yeah. Hi, Nikki Poo. Okay, and there's something I'm going to show you guys at the end of this while we're watching this. And it's going to blow your mind. And I don't know if I'm overreacting here. I could easily just be overreacting. But this person that is on the phone, and they're talking a fellow by the name of Mark. Well, this Mark person is almost the exact twin to somebody we know, all of us, that are on the ground in Tucson searching for Nancy. Like, identical. So I will show you that after. Okay, so let's keep going here. So please subscribe to Sleuthy here. Sleuth is amazing. So this person is called into his channel, and he sure had a lot to say.
You there?
Yeah, just turn off the
Just mute it. Yeah, just mute it.
You there?
Yeah, let me just a second, please.
Sure, take your time.
Okay. So it should sound better now. I paused the video, right?
Someone needs.
Yeah, you sound great.
Someone needs underwater camera. Yeah. I'm sure we can get a hold of one. I know people in Tennessee that have underground cameras, but I don't know. I mean, underwater cameras, but honestly, iPhones can work too, really. iPhones would work if you were like in a desperate situation, right? He ordered one. Okay, good. Good. Thank you for telling me. Hi, Carol. Hi, CalStar. Okay, let's keep going. So this has absolutely blown my mind. I actually thought about it like good chunk of the night last night. And I snooped into all of it. Okay, I've dug and dug and dug, and hopefully the FBI is listening and watching. They most likely aren't, which is so frustrating, but we'll see.
Great. And you said your name was what?
My name is Richard Nolette Jr. I'm the half brother of the guy at the front door, at Nancy's front door. His name is Mike Nolette.
Okay, so you know what? We're going to just dive into it right now. I'm going to show you what I found yesterday, and this is what you're going to shit your pants. Pardon my words, but okay. This is going to blow your mind, you guys. Okay, give me a second here. So I found this guy, and all of you do not message me on Facebook right now. Nobody message me on Instagram right now, or Messenger, please. Okay. Anyways, you ready? So I'm going to switch the screen. I'm actually shaking, okay? I'm going to just jump right into it. Okay, so this is this Mike Nolette person. Really have no idea. I mean, this guy could be just talking a load of shit. We don't know, but watch this. So, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say any word. I'm not going to say anything. But doesn't this face look super familiar? Doesn't it look really... Doesn't he look like somebody we all know? Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it's making my hair stand on end. Absolutely crazy. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, you guys just do your thing. It's probably nothing. They're probably totally different people. But as soon as I saw this guy's face, I just I'm shaking. So, yeah, you sleuths out there, have at it. Figure this out, please. And, of course, this guy might have nothing to do with anything. Like this person that called in could be full of shit, but there's too much of a coincidence of looks there. Like, yeah, just really crazy. Yeah, crazy shit. Okay, so listen to what this guy has to say. He has a brother named Mike. Wow. Hi, Jalen. Half brother. Okay. All right. So let's keep listening. The freaking FBI better be on this. They better be on top of this. Sleuth did a very good job keeping this guy talking. Like, Sleuth, if you watch me later, thank you for this. Like me with Richard Lopez, you just try and get them to feel comfortable and keep talking, you know? So you did a great job. Right? Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to share the screen. Okay, you ready? Sleuth is going to do, okay. Okay, excellent. Okay. Okay. So in a way that, you know, in quite a few ways, this is a huge match to all of my readings. Okay, except I was saying Muslim, which there still could be some sort of Muslim connection, but this could also be something because it's a match in, I would say, a good 80% of my reading. So, like, I'm blown away. I pray and pray and pray that this guy is legit and has told the truth and Nancy's found in the next hour. Please, 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 God.
Background, and then we can talk. You there?
Sorry.
The guy at the front door, at Nancy's front door, his name is Mike Nolette.
M-I-K-E?
Well, his full name is Michael, but he goes by the name Mike.
Mike
How do you
Nolette.
spell the last name?
N as in Nancy, O-L-E, T-T-E.
The address he gave as well, I have looked at it on Google Maps and Google Earth and stuff, and we'll see. You know, on my psychic level of all of this, I am getting a really strong something, like, I'm getting a very strong positive vibe here. Okay, so please, God, please let this be beneficial and that she is found right now.
Okay. And Richard, tell me what's going on here, buddy. Please help me understand.
Well, I was raised in a family that was really violent, but I thought was a heck of a lot more normal than this. A few years ago, I started realizing that my family is satanic and they're serial killers. And if I told you the whole story, you would never believe it. Like, even this is a lot to believe.
Yeah, I mean, why should we believe you? I believe you, but why should the public believe you? This is extreme.
Well,
Thank you.
I've been trying to contact law enforcement since the beginning of March, actually, and
See? What is wrong with the system? Like, what is wrong with the justice system? I'm telling you, there's so many problems. This is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. They haven't contacted this guy? What if this guy is actually telling the truth? You know, he tried to, Diana, and they wouldn't listen to him. He's talking about it now. He tried.
and nobody, including law enforcement, will sit down and go through the through the Burger Chef cipher with me, but it sounds so ridiculous. But the people that put it together made it sound really innocent and ridiculous, so that anybody that brings it up your credibility will automatically be put into question. You know.
Mm-hmm. It sounds far-fetched. How do we understand this? I love a cipher.
Well, I mean, I'll just get right to the point. I mean, if I'm going to be,
Thank you for asking, Sleuth. Good job. Thank you for asking like really good questions on the spot. Like you thought of the good things to say.
I'm going to be ridiculous. Why not be completely ridiculous?
Yeah.
My father, in the
Hi, Dolly.
early 60s to through the 1980s worked as a FBI and CIA, what they call a wet work man. He was a person who got rid of people that they wanted. If they wanted somebody to be shut up, he took care of them, and he was a professional killer, basically.
Wow.
In the late 1960s, he became one of the most well-known serial killers, known but unknown, if that makes any sense to you, serial killers that the country has ever had.
Tell me in the comments section as we're listening to this, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a load of shit, or is this legit and absolutely off the charts crazy? They better be looking at this guy, or all of them.
My name and his name, we share the same name, by the way. I don't know if I told you, but my name is Richard Nolette Jr., and he's Richard Nolette Sr. Back then, he worked at Mare Island, and one of his nicknames was RR because our first and middle initials are RR. Anyhow, in the 1969, he sent his first cipher to the San Francisco Chronicle, the Examiner, and one other newspaper. It was sent in 3 different parts to the major newspapers of the San Francisco Bay Area. And together they formed his first cipher, which is called the Z408 cipher. Well, 4 years ago, after a dozen years of therapy, I basically...
Yeah. Very good point, for real. Yeah, good, very good point. We'll see. You never know. He could be totally full of shit. And, like, I don't know. Is this guy copying my readings or something? Like, I get that a lot, where people copy my readings and then talk about it as if it's fact. It happened in the Summer Wells case. We'll talk about that one day. But, yeah, it's wild. I saw his YouTube channel too, and oh my god. His YouTube channel is pretty sketch. Very sketch.
Basically saw my name in the middle of the Z408, but at that time I didn't have all the keys to putting the whole puzzle together. I just saw that, wow, that's really unusual. My name is in the middle of the Z408 cipher. Well, sometime later, I was able to put all the puzzles together, all the pieces.
Welcome to my channel, Tracy. Welcome, welcome. Gave you chills. This has tripped me right out. The Ronald Lopez thing didn't really bother me too bad. Like, I just, if I was going to read the whole situation on the Ronald Lopez, is that there's some serious mental health problems there. That's all. But I did find he was snooping my website. That's a bit interesting. My website shows me where the people are from. So I see you if you're on my website. So he's been searching my website, which is a little bit interesting. And I know. This
together to the puzzle, and in the fall of 1970, a year after he sent the Z408, the Zodiac sent something called the 13-hole punch card. The 13-hole punch card, in actuality, is it's a map. It's the coordinates to finding his name in the Z408 cipher. And the way you find it is the 13-hole punch card is set up with 2 rows of holes, like holes that were punched in the side of a card. And there's more to it than that, but the main point is these.
I have got no clue what this guy's talking about. It's some sort of satanic code stuff. That's some sort of code. Hi, Aristro. Hi.
13 holes are set up in the fashion of, in the shape of a trapezoid. Anyhow, he was one of the earliest members of something called the Order of the Trapezoid in San Francisco. That was a precursor of the Church of Satan, which he also helped to found, but he was the man behind the scenes.
Those of you that are really good sleuths out there and you love digging into stuff, this is something like you could dive headfirst into. It would take you a long time to cover it. Jin. There's so many missing people. It's got to stop. It's just, this has got to stop. Okay, thank you, Jin. Thank you, honey. It sounds far out there. Yeah, nervously, right, I agree. Punch card is set up to follow and decipher the set. Okay. Okay, got it. Thank you, everybody.
That would come in 1966. What they call it? They call it the first year. Anno something. It's in Latin, but 1966 was the first year of the Church of Satan. And like I said, the Order of the Trapezoid was a smaller group that preceded the founding of the Church of Satan. Well, one of the reasons he put the punch holes in the shape of a trapezoid was to signify that, like, you know, that's to pay homage to his little group that he belonged to. Anyhow, going back to this.
Okay, so this matches my whole religion extremist thing that I was picking up on, but I was getting Muslim. So that could literally just be, I'm totally wrong on that, but this is like exactly what I was saying. Like somebody that's absolutely obsessed in the religion that they practice or believe in. And then later on in this, he says that this was actually planned and they did it because they hate Savannah. Exactly what I was saying. So in a way, I'm kind of like, have you been watching my readings and then have come up with this story? I don't know. I don't know at this point. You know? Well, yeah, apparently Sleuth is on his way there, from what I've been told. Sleuth is on the way to go look. So, yeah.
Z408 and how it pairs up in the second section, the central section, which is the second section of the cipher. If you go to the third row down and the 10th, third row down, and then the 10th column over from left to right, you'll find an upside down T symbol. That upside down T symbol represents the mathematical symbol for perpendicular, which in mathematics is drawn out in the form of crosshairs. And that is a symbol, one of the symbols of the zodiac is the crosshair symbol.
Wow.
Well, at that position is where the spelling of his name, which is also my name, begins. And it is spelled out beginning at the upside down T, it's spelled out in the shape of a smoking pipe, which is supposed to be Aleister Crowley's smoking pipe.
Okay.
It's a very simple shape. It's just an upside down triangle, which goes in clockwise.
Oh my God. Did he just say triangle? He did, right? He just said triangle? Okay. Well, I've been drawing triangles in my reading. I've been drawing triangles. You guys all know that. Wow. Wow. I'm blown away.
Fashion, and comes back to the starting position, which is once again that upside down T, and then the last 4 letters of our name is spelled out from right to left, beginning at the upside down T symbol. It'll just say ETTE. But if you go up, you start at the R. You can find all this information on the zodiacciphers.com and compare it. If you just look at the completed Z408, all of this will pair up to what I'm telling you right now.
Can you email this to me? Because I've been trying to kind of follow up with it and find it.
Well, I mean, you can find it on the
crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, so those of you that love digging into stuff, get digging. There's a lot to dig here. If this guy is telling the truth, okay, well, what's happened with all those other people that have been murdered? Where are they? If this guy really is exposing a relative of his that is a serial killer, and this is real, wow.
On the internet, it's Richard Grinnell. He's a guy from England. Put all of this together.
And that's not you?
No. He's much more dedicated. I don't know. I guess I've been really dedicated the last 4 years, but he's been doing this for many years, and he's like the source. He has all of the original copies of all the original letters and all of the ciphers. Everything is on there. But as far as I know, I'm the only person that's ever solved all of this. I've got about 12 to 15,000 hours into doing all this over 4 years.
Well, you don't sound like you're on drugs to me.
Well, I'm nervous.
Really
the last thing I was expecting today was
sleuth. That's really good. That's really good. Wow. And this guy, his YouTube channel as well, like not sleuth, the guy that's on the phone right now, he has a YouTube channel, and there's some crazy shit on there. Crazy. Yeah, you're funny, Doodlebug. So yeah, crazy stuff on this guy's YouTube channel.
I'm thankful that you caught on to my letter there, because I've been trying to reach out and get a hold of somebody before something happens to me, but I was shocked. And I'm the type of person that my whole life I've been like when I was a kid, there's a huge amount of trauma.
Yay, Diana, that's awesome, honey. Yay. Yeah, Sleuth is very, very calm, right? I love listening to Sleuth. He makes me calm
in my life, and one of the ways I survived was basically disappearing and being completely silent and invisible, if that makes any sense to you, as a kid. Mm-hmm. And as an adult, I'm not an unintelligent person. I graduated from UC Davis and I have my degree, but I quickly found out that I have major problems with authority figures, and the only thing I've been able to do in my life has been having businesses of my own. But I'm really uncomfortable doing something like this is what I'm trying to get to, you know?
No, I'm glad that you're doing it. You sound like you're really in the background. You seem like you might be scared.
Yes.
Well, I'm scared, but I'm also, I don't like, you know how a lot of people, especially YouTubers and stuff, like I'm the total opposite of somebody that seeks out attention. I try, like I have a 110 pound American bulldog, and him and I pretty much have hang.
So in the chat, all of you as you're listening, please type in the chat what you think about all of this. Do you think this guy's giving us a load of shit? Do you think he's telling the truth? What is your opinion of it all? Please put it in the chat.
Hang out and have our own little, I don't know. I don't want to say Ted Kaczynski cabin, but we just like
hermit life.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. We have a hermit life, and I watch a lot of YouTube, and just pretty much stick to myself. I hang out with my dog, take him for a walk a few times a day, and I don't know. If I make it, like, knock on wood, please God, I hope it happens. But in July I'll be 55, but there's a lot of, because of the trauma, there's a lot of me that is still stuck in that damaged little boy sort of frame of mind. I don't know how to explain it, but
well, childhood trauma takes away things that could have been. This peace that's within seems to disappear when bad things happen with children. Oh yeah, and I don't want to get too graphic, but it was some of the worst. And for the first, I've done like 14 years of therapy, and I still cannot recall a majority of the first 11 years of my life. So I had to check out to survive mostly my dad, the Zodiac, but.
Okay.
Tell me how this.
Is he saying his dad is the Zodiac killer? What the hell? Give me a second here. Zodiac killer? No way. One second. Nah. Oh, fuck. 1 second here. Huh. Did they catch the Zodiac killer? The Zodiac took credit. Wow, this is crazy. Richard Lee Allen, former elementary school teacher, convicted sex offender, died in 1992. The Zodiac murders, cryptograms, and letters to newspaper have made one case. Wow. Huh. Maybe this guy, we'll have to see what this. Strange.
This leads us to Nancy right here. All this information that.
He's kind of making it sound like he's related to the Zodiac killer. Like his dad was the Zodiac killer.
It's in this comment.
Well, mostly my dad, the Zodiac, but anyhow, mostly my dad, the Zodiac, but anyhow,
what?
Well, mostly my dad, the Zodiac, but anyhow.
Tell me how this leads us to Nancy right here. All this information that's in this comment. You talk about dismemberment, nets, and all of that. I mean, it sounds like it could be legit here.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Well, all of my work on the other ciphers came into play when this Burger Chef cipher came up. I wasn't even going to pay it any attention. It looks like such a silly little puzzle. It looked like really insignificant to begin with. And the only reason I've been able to make any progress on the Burger Chef cipher, it's really, it looks so simple, but it's so deceivingly complex. Like, you have no concept of how difficult this puzzle has been to break. The only other one that compares to it is something from 1998 called the Scorpion Cipher. And in the Scorpion Cipher, I'll just share it with you. You're probably not going to believe it, but
see, all the stuff he's talking about, I'm not going to do it. I'm not looking at it, you guys. I'm not going to pull any of that shit up on my channel, on my computer. You have at it if you want to do it, but I'm not going to do it myself. I refuse to look at anything that has to be evil like that. There's no way. Huh. Well, we'll have to see. I don't know. I'm honestly kind of torn here. I don't know if this guy's telling the truth or not. And he's on point. Okay. He needs to submit DNA. That would, yeah, for sure.
The Scorpion, well, thank you. The Scorpion Cipher lists out the highlights of my brother and my father. I call him my father, but that's another story, by the way. I'm actually, before I share what I was going to share, let me just share before I share, that's another story, by the way. Before I share what I was going to share, let me just share about 14 months ago, I had worked on the Scorpion Cipher for thousands of hours at that time. And I was shocked to discover that I am not the biological son of the person that I'm named after. I'm actually the biological son of...
Yeah, that's why I just did that. I thought I was hearing something. Yeah, yeah, I'm listening. I thought I was hearing something.
Oh, one of my mother and father's victims, a man from South Lake Tahoe by the name of Dr. Charles Hollingsworth, who disappeared from South Lake Tahoe City on October 26th of 1970. And I presume that was the day of my conception, but
and that's something we can look up, is the Charles Hollingsworth case, 1970.
Yeah, you can definitely.
Guys, look that up. Hold on real quick. Guys, will you look that up for us and get back to us? Sorry about that, Richard.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for letting me talk, though. So,
Sleuth, dude, my hat's off to you. You did really good on this. Like, you stayed calm and you got the guy to talk. You did a really good job here.
So up until 14 months ago, this is crazy. Like, just imagine, like I said, I'm going to be 55 years old if I make it to July. Just imagine thinking that, like, trying to come to grips with the fact that you're...
If I make it to July, he says? Are you scared for your life? That's what you're saying here? If this is true and legit, he's obviously taking a huge risk outing all of this. Interesting stuff. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, everybody. Thank you very much. Interesting stuff.
Your father's a serial killer, and then out of the blue, you find out, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. Like, after thousands of hours of work, I've found out that, like, I don't know. I guess it's a good thing not to be like a full-blooded serial killer, but in a way, my mother is a big part of this whole operation herself. It's a family operations. I'm trying to explain to you guys that all of my family members, my brother, my nephew, my father, my mother, and even my distant relatives, my dad's brother.
Me too, Shar. Me too. Get to the point, please. Me too.
and possibly his family in Prattville, Alabama. Everybody is involved in this, and they have been since the 1960s. Like, this goes beyond a little family secret, you know. So I guess I've shared that part. I'll go back to the Scorpion cipher. The Scorpion cipher was sent to the host of America's Most Wanted in the late 1990s, I believe. Well, he was.
Sleuth Intuition is his channel. Sleuth Intuition. He's excellent. Go give him a subscribe and like his video as well.
Sent multiple letters and ciphers throughout the 90s, and what it culminated in was something called the S5 Scorpion cipher. And on the surface, it doesn't look like much. It's only well, there's 12 lines wide, 12 wide, so there's 12 columns, and there's 15 rows.
His YouTube channel would be the @ Monterey Spike, for whoever this person is that's calling. And then Sleuth, it's on Sleuth's channel. But this weirdo's channel itself for him is @ Monterey Spike.
Plus a wild card, which is the scratched out 14 down is the wild card. And it really doesn't look like much, but right now I have over 10,000 hours into trying to solve that little puzzle. And I'm pretty confident that I don't have all the answers in that puzzle. There is so much, there's layers upon layers upon layers hidden in this, you know, it just doesn't look like much on the surface, but there's layers and layers and layers. And
who's the author?
I believe that my father was the main author. My uncle and my brother may have had some input into it, but the main cipher maker is the man that I'm named after. And he doesn't go by Richard. He goes by Dick. That's the name he goes by. But anyhow,
so did you grow up and you're familiar with these types of ciphers and
no,
Dick creating them?
No, I mean, the only thing that I remember from my childhood is that he had his favorite numbers, and by the way, they're satanic numbers like 6 and 666 and 36. And but there was no mention of ciphers before don't answer your question completely. Ciphers or anything related to the zodiac was never mentioned as far as I can remember. But by the way, I don't want to get off topic, but I do want to point out that Rose Canyon Lake, where they put Nancy's body, is exactly 36.6 miles from Nancy's front door. And in their world, a big part of their world is numbers and alignments and like, what do you call it? Like when I guess alignments is a good word, but there's other words.
I'm hearing crazy. I'm hearing crazy talking behind his voice here. Wow.
For it, things and like a big part of their world is numbers and alignments and like, what do you call it? Like when things Nancy's front door, and in their world, a big part of their world is numbers and alignments and like, what do you call it? Like when I guess alignments is a good word, but there's other words for it. But anyhow, the number 36
like stars, the alignment of the stars.
Yeah. Is that Michael or Mike? Hi, Intuitive Whispers. Wasn't that wild? It sounded like you know how people groan and shit when they're talking? That's what he's doing, but I'm hearing EVP behind it. Wild. He can't stay on track. Yeah, very good point.
things like that.
Yeah, well, like the
as
full
above,
moon.
so below.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. And thank you for saying that, because even in the ciphers, that's reflected in all of their ciphers. The top works along with the bottom, and the left works along with the right, because one of the names, one of the descriptions for this, there's different forms of Satanism that they've practiced, and one of the general descriptions is called the left-hand path. And anyhow, that's reflected in the cipher with it communicating from left hand to right hand.
Yeah.
So if everything is set up on a grid system. So like in the Scorpion cipher, there'll be 12, it's 12 wide and 15 tall, plus the wild card on line 14, which is scratched out, but is sometimes used and is sometimes not used in the wild card fashion. But if you just imagine a grid pattern, all of the characters in all of these ciphers, whether it be the Burger Chef or the Scorpion cipher, each character falls on a set of coordinates. And basically, if you put numbers, well, for like the Burger Chef, it is 17 from left to right and 20 from top to bottom. There's no wild card in the Burger Chef. Basically, you can number 1 through 17 from left to right, but you also have to number 1 through 17 from right to left. And the same applies for top to bottom. It'll be 1 through 20 from top to bottom, and then 20 to counting down to 1. Do you get what I'm saying here?
Is that why you believe this was created in 2019 and it took 6 years?
Thank you for the compliment. Thank you, Ash Cash. Thank you, honey. I think the lake should be. Yeah, me too. Me too. A whole bunch of you are telling me that Sleuth is already on his way there. I don't know, but law enforcement needs to be on their way there. Law enforcement needs to be on their way.
For them to plan this and come to fruition.
No, I mean, the actual publication date is on where you find it online. It'll show you the date right there. It was published in September of 2019. So it's not up for question or speculation.
Thank you.
It's on. You can find it online, and it was published in 2019. And two of the reasons that they published it in 2019 was the 50th anniversary of the man that I called Dad, Dick Nolette. His hooded attack at Lake Berryessa occurred in September.
See here, he's naming people here. He's naming people that have been unalived. Interesting stuff. Like, you sleuths out there, dig into this. He's actually naming people he believes his dad killed. Hi, Mama Bear.
September 27th of 1969, and September of 2019 marked 50th anniversary. But that was only part of the story. I recently found out that the form of Satanism that they belong to most recently is something called the Temple of Set. And the Temple of Set was founded by one of, sorry if I call him my father, I might fall back to that because in my brain I still equate Dick to being my father.
Sure.
But anyhow, Dick was one of the original founders in the background of the Church of Satan, and Anton Zandor LaVey was the front man, and he was a really personable guy. And
see, part of the reason why I love doing like true crime and even like all my psychic work and stuff, I love psychology. I am absolutely glued to psychology. I have been all my life. I love watching and reading people. And like, I'm always fascinated. I'm like, well, why did they do that? Like, just, I always want to know, like, dig, why did they do that? You know?
And really did a lot for increasing the membership in the Church of Satan. But my father was the real deal. He was the killer in the background. Anyhow,
just real quick,
yeah.
before we get too far,
You too, Lisa. Thank you very much. Oh, that was your profession. There you go. Yeah, it's fascinating. Psychology. I just love it. You know what, Lisa? I actually do. I get a vibe that he is telling the truth. I do. I'm trying not to get angry at law enforcement, but yeah, I do get a vibe he's telling the truth. Why do people do what they do? Yep, exactly.
if FBI is listening right now to our conversation, how can they find Dick and Jack right now?
Well, you mean Dick and Mike?
Or yeah, Dick and Mike. I'm sorry.
Well, Mike lives at the family house in Napa, California. It's the second.
Okay, so I'm going to pull it up again just to blow your guys' minds for 2 seconds here. So this is the Mike person that, give me a sec here. This is the Mike person that he's talking about. And, well, this person looks exactly like people we know on here on YouTube that's following Nancy's case. And my world like exploded yesterday when I found this here. So this is who he's talking about right now. See that? This person right here definitely looks like somebody we know. It could be just a coincidence, but interesting stuff. Very, very similar in looks. Very similar. Very similar, people. Like, I can't get past that. It's probably just a coincidence, but you never know. You never know.
Second house on the right on Heather Lane. It's 4012
Right?
Heather Lane. And I
googled that. I googled that address, and from like a Google Earth view of the backyard, it's pretty sketchy place.
I've been in contact with the sheriff. I've been in contact with the FBI. I've been in contact with even the detective from Pima County, who was too lazy to write out the cipher. Like, first day I called him and I told him to follow along with all of this. Like, would you be all right with just copying all this into a piece of graph paper, like, into the little squares? And he said, yeah, no problem. And he called me back the next day, and he didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But part of it was part of the conversation went south the second day because I got sidetracked and started talking about some of the things in the Scorpion cipher, which I should not have done. I got distracted, and the more I talk about this stuff, the more unbelievable and more.
It's such a heavy thing to even look at, like to even Google it, to even Google what this guy's talking about. Stay away from it. It's evil. Take 2 seconds right now, everybody, please, and hit the thumbs up button for me. And if you're new and you're in the background, please subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. I would greatly appreciate it. Something is very strange. I'm just trying to be nice and polite and kind here. Something is very strange.
Far-fetched, like it's a pretty hard, it's a pretty difficult story to believe, you know, like.
Definitely
Well, there's a
difficult.
lot of people out there that they think you're just kind of making it up, but I'm listening to you because there's two ways that this could be true. One is that it could be true and it's a fact, and the other way is that it could be true in your own mind.
Oh
So
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Like the guy in Fight Club, or
watch this. I've got something on my phone here. I'll just show you guys. As soon as I figured this out yesterday, like as soon as he said his name, I'm immediately on Facebook trying to find the guy, right? And holy shit. Holy shit. It's probably nothing. It's probably just a fucking coincidence. Yeah, I'm swearing now. It's probably just a coincidence. But, okay. It's probably just a coincidence. But it's made my hair stand on end. It's probably just a coincidence, but something is weird here. Something is weird. I'll say it 10 more times. Something is very weird here.
or the or what was it, Kevin Spacey and what was it, K-Pax, the movie?
Yeah, both good flicks, by the way.
Yeah, but I should be dead. Like my shrink used to always tell me, I was with my last shrink for 12 years. She used to always like just try to compliment me in amazement, like, how are you, like basically, how are you still alive? Like I've been through that.
So those of you that are Sleuth Intuitions subscribers, how did this guy get a hold of him? Did he email Sleuth or did he call in? How did he get a hold of him? Anybody know? I think it was an email. And I'm praying to God that the frickin' FBI is on this and, like, please go and find Nancy right now, please.
That level of trauma, and when
He
you're through,
called in,
when you
okay.
get put in.
He called in, okay, okay. Okay. Very interesting.
When any person's brain has to survive that kind of trauma, that kind of delusional, it can have that kind of delusional effect where, like, you can make a person can make up their whole reality.
So you're saying it's possible.
Well, that's what I'm saying right now. Is that's what that when I share this story, that's what most people are going to think. Like this guy, like this poor guy, like he just needs to take a nap and take his pills, you know?
Well, the only way to remedy that is to give law enforcement something tangible. What can we give them? Because it sounds like you really want Nancy to be found.
I do, and I want Nancy to be found. Not.
I'm gonna say it again to you, Sleuth. You just did fantastic. The stuff you said to this man to keep him talking, you did fantastic in your, in your questions and your wording to him. I just hope to God that something's done and this is taken seriously and, and ruled out. Is it legit or is it not? If it's legit, then Nancy hopefully will be found. If it's not legit, then it can be ruled out and carry on with the next thing,
Not just for the money, but the Burger Chef cipher out is a forecast for murder for 4 particular people. And as far as I know right now, at least 2 of them have already been murdered.
Yeah, he lives in Napa, apparently. Or at least the Mike fellow is in Napa. The guy on the phone right now, I don't know where he's from. I don't think he actually said where he's from.
And this year is a special year in the satanic calendar, especially for the person I called my father, because he's supposedly in not great health. He would be 84 years old coming up in May. And this year, because the year ends in a 6, the June 6th is the you know how they like the 3 6s. June.
Monterey, okay. Okay, thank you, TJ. Okay.
6 is one of those quote unquote special dates in their calendar. But I feel like I'm not finishing some of my thoughts completely. Like, well, going back to why the Burger Chef was released in 2019, I don't know if I finished that thought. The number one reason was, like I shared, the 50th anniversary of the Zodiac's attack at Lake Berryessa, which made him quote unquote.
Honestly, Charmin, I don't know if I could do it. Flat out, you guys know, I don't have people up on my panels and stuff. I think I would probably get tongue-tied and not know what to say. And I think I would probably lose my temper as well. So no, it's not a good idea. I would definitely be fumbling all over it. You know, I wouldn't, no, and not a good idea for me.
Infamous. The second reason was because on the 1st of September of that year, the founder of their church, their particular church of Satan, which is called the Temple of Set, his name was Michael Aquino. Michael Aquino passed away on the 1st of September of that year, and all of the evil planned in the Burger Chef cipher is also in homage to their founder, which they call their father, Michael Aquino.
Michael
and
Aquino.
Mike, does he have like a cleft lip or anything going on with his upper lip or anything like that?
Not that I can remember. No, you're talking about, we got to distinguish between Michael Nolette and Michael Aquino. Michael Aquino was the founder of the Temple of Set, who passed away on the 1st of...
No, Mike Nolette.
He, at some point, I don't think we've gotten to this point yet, but Sheila, if I remember right, at one point in this, he says that Nancy's disappearance was planned for 6 years ahead of time. That's what this guy's saying. I swear I heard that Nancy, it was planned 6 years ahead of time, and it was done for hatred to Savannah. Exactly what my readings say. Hatred to Savannah, hatred for her religion, and they want to see Savannah suffer, basically. It's a complete match to everything I was saying. That's why I keep kind of saying, like, has this guy watched my readings? And has he, like, formed some cockamamie story to go along with it? I don't know.
Yeah, Mike Nolette, no, but he does get his what do you call it? His eyebrows waxed and stuff like that. He's really particular about his grooming, and that's another thing that's really pissed me off is everybody. They did one of the reasons they committed the crime down there.
Yeah.
And the reasons that they've sent the letters suggesting that Nancy was seen in Mexico. All of it is to gear it towards this being a Hispanic man that's committed this crime. And my fear is that, I don't know if you guys agree, but I've seen some of this in my life. My fear is that they're going to pin it on either some criminal or some random Hispanic person. They're just going to say, like, oh.
Is this Mike? Can you see the screen? Is that Mike there?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't, to be truthful with you, Mike and I do not have a relationship, and we have not spoken in literally decades. So
I got what you were saying, hon. Thank you, Idaho. I knew what you were saying. Let's see. Prominent, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Okay, let's keep going.
So it's only the ciphers that bring you to Rose Canyon Lake. You don't have anything solid or anything tangible.
Well, what
can we present?
Well, I can tell you that that's my brother at the front of the Nancy's thing, because my father used to make us fight several times a week in the kitchen. That was the quote unquote entertainment in the growing up in the house. And I'd bet the house, my dog, everything on that being my brother, because a brother knows how a brother moves, especially like we've literally boxed for years of rounds. Okay, like
you just know it's
this.
Yeah, I know.
That point right there, I thought was quite this right here interesting. The next couple of sentences he talks about how this guy's hand is curled.
I know it's him, and also as you're showing the video, Mike has a former very bad neck injury and an injury to his right leg from a motorcycle crash that happened about a year and a half ago. His right hand is little bit deformed. If you see how it's like in a claw shape, and you see how
that's interesting.
And did you see how swollen his hand is? He has, I guess you call it neuropathy, because he's had bad discs in his bulge, like discs that should have been operated on years ago in his neck, due to being in a bad auto accident like 30 years ago, 20 or 30 years ago.
And remember what I was saying about the suspect? It looks like they have some serious back injury, back problem, or knee problem. Huh.
Anyhow, at least in his right hand, you can see the effects, the neuropathy in his right hand from the damage in his neck. It's weird as you're showing this video too. In the family, they call him Bagger Mike, and I never they try to say it's because.
See how he's stretching his leg out when he bends over? That's a sign of a bad back. I do it. My lower back is shot, so that's what I do. It's pretty Bagger Mike. Yeah. And I was getting the name Mike as well. Mike. I'm blown away. I'm blown away.
As they ride Harley Davidsons, and I guess Bagger is a kind of motorcycle or something. I don't know much about motorcycles, but they try to ascribe it to the fact that it's related to motorcycles. You have to understand, these people are sadistic beyond most people's ability to comprehend. Like, it goes way beyond even anything you've even seen in a horror film. Bagger Mike is an inside joke. Okay, bagger means it has to do with the dismemberment of.
Okay, so trigger warning to all of you right now. If you have children in your room, if you have kids in the present around you, turn this off, please. Okay, trigger warning. If you have kids in the room or near you, please turn this off. Make sure they can't hear it. Okay? This is a bit gruesome. I got Michael in my readings. Okay, let's go.
Of bodies. He has been the bagger for decades. He's the bagger in the family. He's the person that likes to cut up human bodies.
Is that what's in that backpack?
I cannot say with 100% certainty. I would be lying to you if I said I wouldn't bet my house and I don't own a house, but if I did, I wouldn't bet my house or my dog on it. But I'm more than, but I don't own a house, but if I did, I wouldn't bet my house or my dog on it. But I'm more than, I'd say I'm 60 to 70% sure that a third of Nancy's body is in that backpack right there, because they had this attack on Nancy planned for over 6 years.
That's crazy. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. So, trigger warning, just like, those of you that can't handle this, please don't watch, okay?
Years. One of Dick's sayings is, he always likes to quote unquote get his money's worth. And, I always attributed his violence towards me.
This person clearly has a problem with their right knee as well, it looks like. Their right knee, you can tell they're favoring it, Yeah, I know. They better frickin' be watching. FBI, please be watching this. Please watch this. Please do something.
He is just like that he didn't mean it, because as a kid you want to think that you have some sort of safety in your family. I didn't know what a sadist was. Until the last dozen years maybe of my life. Anyhow, it's only over decades that my brain has been able to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And now I know when my father said, sorry, he's not my father, but the man I called my father.
Yes, I saw that. But I didn't think it was bloodstains on the backpack. I don't. I think it's something that's red and you're seeing it through the mesh. In the mesh pocket of the backpack. I don't think it's blood. In my opinion, I don't.
Father, Dick. When Dick would say, like, I'm gonna get my money's worth. Dick, man, the man I called my father Dick. When Dick would say, like, I'm gonna get my money's worth. I would say, like, I'm gonna get my money's worth. Dick would say.
Okay, one sec here. I gotta slow it down for a second. This guy talks under his breath a lot. He talks amongst his sighing and groaning,
Like, I'm gonna get my. I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna get my money's worth. And I'm gonna get my. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, he's one of those mumbling talkers. Talks over his own, like, sighs and mumbles and stuff. A lot of the time, people are telling the truth when they're doing that, and they don't even know they're doing it. I've heard a lot of that.
My money's worth. I had no idea, that he's a full-blown sadist, psychopath, and a serial killer. And anyhow, like, you have to really watch closely what these people joke about. And one of the things, like I said, one of their little jokes is calling him Bagger Mike. And I think my mind is in a little bit of shock.
Okay, I did some research on this bagger stuff yesterday. From what I could find on this guy's Facebook page, bagger, that refers to some biker organizations. Like something the something baggers. So motorcycle clubs.
Because on your video here, I have it muted, but it keeps replaying the backpack thing, and I'm like, like it just makes me want to. Well, it makes me want to vomit, thinking that her, like the third of her body, there's a very good chance that a third of that poor old lady's body is in that bag. You know.
There's no way. There's no way a third of her body is in that backpack. If they did that, it would be all over the house. There would be evidence all over the house. There's no way. Right? Am I right? There would be stuff all over the house.
Yeah, I had that thought actually yesterday, and I didn't even say it on the stream. You know, I was just trying to figure out what could have caused the blood spatter there, and maybe it was a bag, you know, filled with body parts even. Yeah,
well, I don't see any leakage from his backpack, but but they say that all the colors are inverted in the in this kind of video, and like even his, I heard somebody say that the backpack.
There's no way they could cut up. There's no way they could do that and keep the area spotless clean with no DNA anywhere. There's no way. That's where I'm like, you know? Yeah, I saw the video where people are trying to show that there was blood oozing from that guy's backpack. I don't believe that's what we're seeing. I believe we're seeing something red that is amongst like a mesh pocket on the backpack. I don't think it's blood myself, in my opinion. I think it's red, something red material we're seeing coming through the mesh of the backpack.
Backpack is supposedly black, which would make sense. You know, going and doing something like this in the middle of the night, you know. But yeah, as far as like where the answers are all in the ciphers, and to something like this in the middle of the night, you know. But yeah, as far as like where the answers are, but yeah, as far as like where the answers are all in the ciphers, and to explain where Nancy's body is would take between an hour and 2 hours, and even law enforcement doesn't seem to have the patience to sit. You would think they would.
Do you want to go through it at another time? I have about only 15 minutes left here. Would you like to get together later tonight and actually take the time to go through it?
Yeah, I would. I actually didn't sleep much last night. If there's any way we could go through it late tomorrow, it would be even better.
Sure. Are you able to email me at sleuthintuition@gmail.com?
Let me write that down. By the way, what is your name?
Patrick.
Okay. Let me. Could you give that?
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, there is a voice in the background, Diana. I heard it too. He very well could have somebody sitting beside him as well, right? Yeah. Rose Lake. Yeah, I know. We'll have to see. Crazy shit. I have to say, I was pretty stressed last night. I was stressed. I was walking back and forth, pacing the house. Just, I'm sure all of you are too, literally. I'm just praying nonstop that right now is the time. Like, they find her in the next 10 minutes. Please go and find her. Please go and find her.
Email address to me one more time, please, Patrick.
Yeah, so the name of my channel, Sleuth Intuition. And that will be at Gmail.
Okay, so he's talking about Rose Lake canyon, okay? And there's a dam there. Well, what was it? Last week I was getting Sleuth Lake, not Sleuth, Sonora. Wait. Saguaro. I was getting Saguaro Lake up by Salt River. There's a dam there as well. Somebody please listen to me. Please go and search for her. Please, please go listen. Please fucking listen to me.
.com.
Thank you. And you know how you could help me out is if we could maybe we could do a partnership on this. I've never done a YouTube video before, and I never planned on like, even this is a huge stretch for me, even talking to you like this. I was wondering if we could do like, could you put a picture of the Burger Chef cipher up there? Like, not with, if you find it online, it'll have a picture of cartoon characters and stuff, but I'd like to stick to just a picture of the letters themselves.
You told me zodiacciphers.com. If you want to email me something that you think is more preferable, I can put that up on the screen while we're talking.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll just find a copy of the Burger Chef cipher. I'll send you one with the little there's like little cartoon character adornments that go along with the whole thing when they published it. But the cipher itself is what I'd like to focus on. So I'll send you pictures of both, though. I'll send you pictures of both.
All right, I appreciate that. Before we end this conversation, what are the most details that you can give us right now? Because I guarantee you the FBI is listening to us. How can they go right now and do what they need to do? You gave the address. What about Mike? Where's Mike at?
That's a good question. Mike could be out there killing people right now as we speak. He basically, I think he assumes that he's going to be caught, and at any moment he might be caught. And when somebody has nothing to lose, when a sadist, when a sadistic psychopath has nothing to lose, just imagine what they're capable of. Like he could be out there racking up bodies, was what I'm trying to say. I'm not even exaggerating. He could be killing women. He could be killing children. Right now, there's a missing woman from Oakland that just disappeared a couple weeks ago.
Well, he travels. You're saying he travels around.
Oh, they've killed people all over the country, but Oakland is only about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic, away from Napa, and he could very easily have been involved in the disappearance of that woman. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I don't know. I have no idea because, like I said, the ciphers are.
Okay, what I find interesting though is, how did this guy get Rose Lake? I don't think he ever really says it. Why is he saying Rose Lake? He doesn't say why Rose Lake. And he's so confident about it. He's so confident about it.
For what I stick to, and that is not something that's mentioned in the cipher, but I'm just saying, at this point, these images are out there of him. I've been talking about him, and the more that he feels like the walls are closing in, I would imagine the less he feels like he has to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's being cornered.
Yeah, and that's a very dangerous person. Like, you don't want to corner a dangerous animal, and these are the most dangerous animals of all. Okay,
the apex.
Well,
yes.
I'm not even exaggerating, Patrick. This is as bad as it gets, and it seems like the sheriff from Pima County will not do anything. The FBI will do nothing. And what would it cost to send a few divers into this little tiny lake? It's basically. Yeah, thank you. It's 60% full right now. At when it's completely full, they say it's 6 acres.
Okay, so listen to this. He really knows a lot of details about this lake. He knows a lot about this lake.
6 acres in size. The only place,
feet deep. That's nothing.
Yeah, well, that's only by the dam, though. And the only place that the body is going to be found is somewhere in deep water. The cipher says near the dam. It says repeatedly.
See, and in my readings, I'm getting 6 feet. I'm getting 6 feet down. 6 feet.
By the dam. So the way I look at things, you put 2 or 3 divers in there, and in one day they'll be able to do a thorough search of the bottom of the lake bed there.
I agree with you.
So anyhow.
Anything else helpful, Rick? Any vehicle types? Why?
See-
Well, real quick. Why?
See, he doesn't talk about why he's saying Rose Lake. Wonder if he's talking about what I'm getting at Saguaro Lake. Or it's freaking both, Blake. Maybe it's freaking both places. God. Huh. Crazy, crazy, crazy. 36.6. Yeah, 36.6 miles away. Okay, and oh right, okay, so it has something to do with the cipher, right? EB? Is that what it was? Part of this? Because the 36.6. Okay, I see. All right, it's the numbers thing. Okay, I understand. And something about a full snow moon. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Why,
Okay.
Nancy? You mentioned something about the snow moon, and then before we get out of there, just help us.
36.6. I need to focus on that for a second. 36.6. Maybe that's. Okay, because I'm getting 6 feet down. Huh. Interesting. I'm going to ponder that for a while. Maybe something will click. Maybe something will click with me on why. Or if it's nothing at all. Maybe it's not a match to what I'm reading. But 6 feet down is what I'm flat out. As of 2 weeks ago, I flat out heard I'm 6 feet down.
With any identifying, vehicle types, anything like that.
Well, they drive. Well, I told you they like to drive the Harley Davidson motorcycles, the big touring bikes, but also they drive large off-road 4x4 pickups. I believe one of them is white, and then they also have a black smaller SUV type of vehicle. I don't know exactly what make or model that is, but that's all I can remember right now. And then going back to why they killed Nancy. Nancy was targeted for her religious beliefs. These are satanic. My quote unquote family is satanic, and Nancy and her daughter have been really outspoken about their Christian religious beliefs. So that was the main reason that she was targeted. But
okay, so have you been copying my readings, dude? Like, I pray to God that this guy's telling the truth.
But also the reason that they never wanted Nancy's body to be found, and they never wanted answers to be found for any of this. They wanted it to be left as a wide open mystery, because they love feeling smarter than everybody else. And the way they do that is by fooling everybody else. And do you see what I'm saying? Like,
like
if nobody, yeah. If nobody ever figures out the answer to the puzzle, then that proves their intelligence to them. That's like, and they get a big, that's their hee-hee, their entertainment. They laugh at the world. They cause all kinds of pain, and they sit back and watch the world, and that's their form of entertainment. But going back to why,
real quick, well, if what you're saying is true, they may have gotten away with this, and it takes somebody with the courage that you're showing today to stop that.
Well, thank you, Patrick. It's weird how your courage comes out when you feel like, I feel personally like I'm cornered and they're coming after me, because I am also mentioned. I'm one of the 4 targets in the Burger Chef cipher, and that's why I've been trying to speak out to law enforcement for months now, literally. And I just recently started posting on YouTube. I'm so thankful that you picked up on one of my posts, and I never thought it would turn into something like this. But like I said, I'm super, super private. It makes me very nervous coming into the light with something like this. But also I believe in God, and I believe somebody needs to do something. Otherwise, these people are just gonna, who knows, keep doing this for another 10 years.
Yep. Absolutely.
But before I forget to mention it, Patrick, I guess I started to talk about it.
I'm going to have to spend some time and go over all of my old content like from Nancy's, that stuff I did for Nancy, and look at all the comments and see if I can find this guy's name and see if he commented on any of my stuff or on any of my live streams. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we know where Rose Lake is. Yeah. This is just wild.
But destroying Savannah Guthrie was one of the main objectives of killing her mother. They did not want her to be found. They did not want any answers being out there as to what happened to her, and especially they never wanted her body to be recovered. And without any of those answers, what they were hoping for is that Savannah would fall into probably alcoholism, drug use, and eventually eventually what they wanted to see her whole life implode, her career. But their ultimate goal was to see Savannah Guthrie, her faith destroyed, her life destroyed, and hopefully to see her take her own life.
Yeah. Hatred. That's what I was getting. Like, I was getting flat out severe religion hatred towards her because she was so openly vibrant about her religion, right? All over TV about her faith. Wow, I've said this so many times. And that it's pissed off these people that don't like it. I'm blown away, honestly.
In Christ's name, in his namesake, for his namesake.
Well,
that's why they targeted Nancy.
Well, yeah, but they wanted to destroy every part of her daughter, though. Like by leaving a wound that had no answers and no resolution. If Savannah never found out the answers to this and never found her mother's body, it would just be a downward spiral.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's true, the not knowing is the worst part, from what I
understand. Exactly. But these people wanted her to eventually end up taking her own life. And that there is also outlined in the cipher.
I'm sure that's why she's back at work, because the FBI human behavior analysis folks probably told her that you need to get back to work because they want to destroy your career, they want to destroy your life, they want you to be miserable.
Yeah,
well, I respect her strength and for even trying to
Absolutely.
do that. But it has, behind her smile, just imagine the torment that she must be going through.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, and they know it. What about the ransoms and all that? Is that just part of the staging?
Well, the
there's definitely something to what he's saying, for sure. For sure.
Letters and all of that are they're like a red herring. They want to distract, and like a lot of the letters they mention, like that Nancy has been seen in Mexico, and they want to distract and to redirect the attention. That I think what they're trying to do is to put this on a Hispanic male, and they're hoping that some Hispanic male, maybe somebody that is already sitting in incarceration in a jail somewhere, that they pin it on them. Somebody else is going to take the fall for this.
Which happens. False confessions are real. They happen all the time.
Well, yeah, exactly. But people get framed all the time too, and people don't realize it's more common than people think. I never thought that it was as. It's pretty prevalent. Like a lot of law enforcement, like especially with something like this case, they just want it to go away. They just want to pin it. They want to close the case, and whether they get it right or not, as long as they can say like, "Hey, we did our job," and Jose is our guy.
Yeah, and it's believable. I mean, it's very believable. Right there
by
Tucson.
Yeah, well, definitely.
There's by Mexico. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a high Hispanic population down there. So, I mean, it's that's where my mind would go first. And then if you look at my brother's eyes, I've heard it said before, I think it's true. A lot of Hispanic people, like they're into the grooming of their eyes and their eyebrows. And
that's definitely true.
My brother's unusual in that he does that. I can even tell you who he used to go to in Napa. It was a girl named Michelle.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
I think her name is Michelle Maynard. That's probably the same person that still does his eyes right now.
Wow.
And Napa's always been in sort of a small place, but he has a small group of close friends that they really stick together, and I don't think they're involved, but only insofar as that she does his eyebrows and his hair and stuff.
What time's going to be good for you tomorrow? We got to look at the cipher and let's see this whole thing through. I know the FBI is probably already acting right now to go.
I did as well, TJ. I did too. That's when I was like, okay, this guy's telling the truth. But yeah. And there's literally no words to say about this, honestly. Except that I hope something positive comes from this and that she's found right away.
Question your family, hopefully.
Yeah, well, that's a thing too. Believe it or not, Patrick, my family has strong connections to law enforcement, and
is that why they're not listening to us? I mean, it's extremely frustrating.
I don't know. I don't know if they're just trying to cover it up and they're just trying to give them a pass card on this or what. But it's not going to stop me from talking out. You know, I have to do what I have to do. And
Yeah, I never really believed it was about the money either. I was since day one. I've been getting it's about hatred, sheer hate, absolute hatred.
If you told me 3 days ago I'd be doing this on your show, I'd say no way in hell, because I'm not the public kind of guy. I think I told you that to begin with. You know, I'm just a hermit or recluse who hangs out with my dog. Usually my dog and I are. That's the most. Well, I can't say that. I like talking to people. I don't trust people, but yeah. Well, I mean, I've had a lot of chaos in my life, and a lot of that is my own doing. But I decided 6 years ago when I got my place here that no girlfriends, no chaos, nobody's going to destroy my place and my peace, you know. So it's worked for the last 6 years, but maybe I'm making myself out to sound more of a hermit than I am, because I do enjoy talking to people. I just so much has happened in my life that I don't really trust people, if that makes any sense. I like people, but I don't trust most people, you know. I
agree with you. I'm the same way. I don't trust anybody.
Well, thank you for understanding. But that's where my love of dogs comes in. Like these, I don't know. Talk about. Oh, awesome! What kind do you have?
They're all mixed. They're all rescues. All of them.
Those are the best, though. My guy right now, I call him an American Bulldog, but he's a mix too.
Okay. Well, that was wild. So video credit again goes to Sleuth Intuition. Please go and show him some love. Subscribe to his channel. Give him a thumbs up. Tell him I sent you. Before I close this out, can everybody please fill the chat up with yellow hearts and yellow flowers and prayer signs, please, for Nancy? We've not done that in quite a while. Please spam my chat. Spam it up. Light the chat up, please. Light the chat up with yellow hearts and flowers, please. Me too. Me too. I'm just kind of blown away. I really am. I hope that this is the truth. I hope it's the truth. And I pray, I've been praying since yesterday that something positive comes from this. Hi, Cat H. There you go. Fill the chat up, please. There you go. It looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. Yeah, there you go. I love it. Thank you so much, everyone. Prayers for Nancy. Prayers for everybody. Everybody. Prayers to everybody. Prayers to you. Prayers to me. Prayers to Nancy. Prayers to everyone. Hopefully she's found in the next 30 minutes. So on that note, I'm going to wrap this up now. I want to just leave this stream for what this is, and going to end it for now. Thank you all for being here. If you're new and you're in the background and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. If you know what has happened to Nancy or where she is, please report it. Please call the FBI. Please do the right thing. Please report it. All right. Thank you all for being here. Talk to you all tomorrow. Or maybe even later tonight. We'll see. I don't know what I have planned for tonight. Okay, so thank you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.